Well, this ICE officer was relieved from his duties after pushing to the ground the wife of a guy who was about to be deported. And people are pretty much divided about this. Like, some are justifying his actions because she was, well, not my words, she was assaulting him or touching him. And at the same time, well, that the force applied on the woman was way too much. But let's watch the video, and so we can make a proper judgment. So you see that she was. I'm gonna play this with sound. Why not? Let's listen to this with the sound first. I'm gonna play the video and then go frame by frame. Okay, let's watch from the beginning to see what's going on. You see that she is arguing with him. He's telling her adios, adios over and over again, and he's showing her you have to go because, well, this is not going to change. No matter how much you yell, how much you insist, you cannot do anything about this. And you see that she keeps insisting. Well, she's a Latina after all. If you have dealt with Latinas, well, you might be entitled to compensation. But she is really adamant about that. And yes, some have noted that, oh, she was assaulting him. I'm going to let's be clear here. I mean, the guy's like, I don't know, half a foot taller than her. Just because, well, she entered in contact with him, all right here, okay, that could be maybe that she touched him, and that's when he reacts. I think that he people were saying, oh, she was reaching for his holster where he had his gun. At no point I saw her reaching for that, and if he allows it, well, that is like a skill issue. And we're gonna watch another video that was happened before this that will give a proper light and to see what happens. And that's when he literally pushes her, and he pushes her to the wall, all right, and then pushes her further, and that's when, well, I don't know if he pushes her to the ground or she falls. It is. I think it's a bit difficult to. I think she loses her balance, but still she tries to hold on to him. Notice her hand. She tries to hold on to him like she doesn't want to fall. All right, and then she is, sorry for the jump. She is effectively onto the floor. Then we got the money shot of her. Screaming from the ground, which you know that's gonna be everywhere, and well, why this problem is like I always said. Why does this happen in the first place? That is the first question that we have to ask, because if this happened, I mean, in my opinion, I'm gonna say it, although I don't know to what extent these people are stressed. We know that ICE officers are stressed. We know that, well, you know, they're under literal attack of bullets, and we also seen like the footage like this that they can't even arrive at their offices because there are people literally pushing on them. I don't know how this is allowed to happen. I don't know why aren't these people arrested or something. Why is this allowed to happen? I don't know, but I wouldn't want to be an ICE officer these days. It looks like a really stressing job, and but having said that, I think that this was quite excessive. I think that he could have just retreated inside the door, maybe. He could have just stayed there. I mean, these are not good optics at all. Many people are calling for his reinstatement. I don't know what they're going to do. He even dropped the handcuffs on the floor. There's another video I want you to watch. This was before that happened. This is the man that they are deporting, and these are their kids, and this is I assume that is the wife, the woman, and well, the same guy who pushed her to the ground was trying to separate her because he was holding on to the man, okay, and there were these kids. Their kids was so. I mean, why? I'm gonna say a couple of words about this. And all the responsibilities that are in many people in here. They're holding her, trying to separate her from the man. You see that they are kind of holding hands. You can see it here. She's not letting him go away. And in that struggle, she is essentially crushing her daughter against the wall. I mean, this is a whole circus. This is a complete circus, what is going on. My other question is, what is the whole family right there if it's only the man being taken away? And well, not gonna lie, this Latina is quite strong. Latinas are quite strong, and well, this is absolute proof. You got 2, 3, 4 guys trying to separate them, and what worries me the most is the kids are in the middle. And then they finally, I'm gonna play this without sound. The sound is not necessary. Finally, they separate the guy. And this is one of the things that I'm going to say. You see that you're being deported. You see that there's a struggle. You see that your wife, whatever, is struggling. Your kids are in there. It's like you are putting your kids in danger by resisting what is inevitable. What do you expect? That you will be able to, I don't know, run with your wife and your kids away? It takes a certain degree of stupidity to think that you're going to somehow escape from there or avoid what is happening. You see that you tell your wife to calm down and you will get things sorted out. I guess that, well, that's not something that you do, because if, you don't have the papers, then you did not get things sorted out in the first place. So yes, I would say that the guy who is being deported has a nice amount of responsibility in here. You see that his daughter is here also trying to get hold onto him. Again, this is extremely bad optics for ICE. This is going to be used everywhere by Democrats. This is not something that you want. Especially, why are you masked? What is this? This is insane. When I could imagine that this guy is doesn't have papers, right? That is because if this guy has papers, it's gonna be even worse. But let's see that he doesn't have papers. Even so, if he's an illegal, this is very bad for ICE. A very bad look. No matter how you put this. I mean, I have to say that the man who is being deported is really irresponsible for letting all this happen, for bringing his family to this mess and not controlling his own family and, facing the thing that he has to face like a man in the first place. And by the way, how come there's so many cameras in here? So yeah, you know what was the first part of it. Both the wife and the daughter were trying to hold on to him, and he was not doing anything about that. You see here the same guy you saw before. It was not only him; it was all the others. What's how many of them? I don't know. It's like 7 or 8. Okay, I'm telling you, Latinas are a force to be reckoned with. And then this is afterwards. I guess there was a lot of adrenaline still. There was a lot of that post, struggle outcome. But still, I don't agree with the force he applied. In here, I would say, what is the mistake? The mistake is himself letting her touch him. Okay, if I don't want to, if I don't want to get physical again, because they already got physical, like separating the woman from the man, then you try to de-escalate the situation, because if she is not going to be deported, it's not about her. If the other guy is already in custody, then the duty is to de-escalate the tension, de-escalate the situation. I don't care what you say, but it's a woman, bro. It is just a woman, and you see that no other officer is on top of her. No, all the others are right there, like just chilling already. And then he comes and pushes her through, and you see that the daughter and the kid were just right here, and he just pushes her. I mean, completely unnecessary. You see that he was the only ICE officer right next to her. I don't think this was necessary. I don't think this was necessary. I am this amount of force with so many cameras around you, with all the tension, precisely. Maybe you're gonna say, "Oh well, Jesus, but this is all the tension precisely that they are living through. The bullets, the harassing, everything. They're trying to do their job." Yeah, but the problem is that this video is going to be played over and over and over again. Let me see. What is the money shot? What is the money shot? I think there's a money shot in there. The money shot is the woman in the floor screaming. It's not this one. I think it's a picture that somebody took. Somebody took a picture. Let me see if I can look for it, so you can understand what is the problem with this. Here's the picture. I'm gonna show you. This is gonna make it be everywhere. You know how it is. This is gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna show you the picture right now. This is a picture. This is gonna be everywhere. People are gonna make shirts about this. And what is the problem? That precisely the actions of this officer are going to, thanks to this picture, thanks to the optics, provoke more backlash against ICE. And I'm not talking about politicians, which, politicians will make sure to use this against ICE. But people on the streets will get even more heated, even more, violent about this, thanks to this. So that was, you could, some people would say, he was justified. The problem is how you put yourself in this situation. I'm going to say, for example, I said, how do you put your family, this guy here, how do you put your family in that situation? The illegal. He is responsible for putting his family in that situation. But this guy, green shirt guy, is responsible for putting himself in the situation in which the Latina was just pushing him, and he overreacted. So again, it is very simple. It is very simple. There's so many people are saying that, oh, he's a hero. He might have been triggered by many things, the adrenaline, etc. But it doesn't take the fact that he made a huge mistake. He made a huge mistake, and the proportion of the force, I don't think this was proportional. Again, she couldn't have been a threat because there was no other ICE officer around, as in checking out or anything. The others in the background were relaxed. So tough luck, buddy. You not only mess up with a Latina, but made ICE look much, much, much worse in the eyes of, pun intended, literally everyone. So again, there are many responsibilities in here. She should understand, hey, the law is the law, but you cannot blame her for trying to, well, do something about it. They do something. Maybe she's desperate. Maybe they don't want to go back to, I don't know where it is. It's Ecuador. I think it's Ecuador. She doesn't want to go back to. But again, I think that every single person has a quota of responsibility here, but this guy did not handle things the way should be handled, and it was much worse for ICE in the end. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Battle Language Guy. Much love and bliss.